Hi folks, doing Hero of None here with your Mundus Minute on December 27th, 2019. News, luxury merchant, and golden merchant stuff all in a few minutes. First up in the news, there is updates on the ongoing improvements to Elder Scrolls Online and the roadmap to the fixes coming up on ElderScrollsOnline.com. I'll put the link down below. But just kind of covering what they've already discussed and what they've done in this last quarter here. Last update with Dragonhold, they had a memory management overhaul and a complete rewrite of the Looking for Group system. Coming up in update 25, which should be sometime next month for PTS and possibly going live in February. They're looking at a patch overall, which will require a full reinstall of the game. They're looking at faster loading for fixtures and characters, and addition to that, they're also looking at combat improvements and frame rate improvements, phase 2 and part 1. After that, we'll be looking at server optimization and stability in quarter 2, along with more frame rate fixes, and also more behind the scenes combat improvements in phase 3 of quarter 2. In addition to that, we also have a letter from creative director Rich Lambert, which you can take a look at down below, which I'll link as well. Just kind of covering the things that happened over the year, his thoughts with the whole DLC, and the chapter with dragons and elsewhere, and all the good stuff. All that will be down below. Also, there's also a video of him getting his tattoo, which is kind of cool too. So next up on the luxury merchant and golden merchant today. There we go. So a bunch of signs: banker signs, banner for furnishings, banner for outfits, outfit small, large sign for merchants, and a stable master sign. If you kind of want to outfit your house to look like a merchant square, probably help you out here. Now on the golden merchant today, it's a bunch of poop. Well, not necessarily bad, but I would definitely not spend the gold for some of these in gold quality. So first up, you have the Defier's Ring, which is for 150k. You get this out of Morrowind. The summon that it gives is kind of weak in general, and honestly, AI summons, if they're not actually pets or something like that, just don't work out that well. They can get bugged out going to the enemies. Typically don't get to do their effect, and they're also vulnerable to any AoE damage that's on the ground. Witchman's Ring for 150k. Stamina, weapon damage, and max health. And when you use ultimate abilities, you heal for 28 health and for 28 stamina per point of ultimate cost. Wish this is a bit higher, and maybe this would be an interesting set to use with a sustain set, especially with a DK, but it's just not enough. It doesn't give enough oomph to it. You're going to be probably looking at maybe 100. Let's say you just take an ultimate ability that's just 100 ultimate. You'll be looking at 2,800 health and 2,800 stamina every time you cast an ultimate to it. And you gotta just keep on spamming that over and over again. You're better off going with something like Willows that just gives you basic stat increases to your stamina and health recovery. So yeah, Witchman's definitely would pass up. For 250k, Treasure Hunter Ring. Max Magicka, spell criticals, and some spell damage, and gain major prophecy at all times. Increase your spell critical for 2,191. If you really want to get this, I'd probably recommend getting the purple version of this. I believe this comes out of Blackheart Haven, but not quite sure. Might be thinking of a different dungeon. But this is a dungeon set that you can get. This major prophecy though, you can get this through Mage's Guild line, and most class guild lines can also get major prophecy. So it's not really that great. I mean, you're getting it for the 5-piece bonus to the 100 spell damage. You can get that better. You can get better elsewhere. So I would skip that, especially at 250k. Amberplasm Ring. This is from Ruins of Madstone. You can get this has Max Magicka, spell critical, spell damage. In addition to that, you also get 250 Magicka and stamina recovery. Interesting set. I don't think this will be any good until they maybe make recovery more of a meta, like it used to be. I'd probably say if you're really a healer that needed to use this, you might like this, but I would recommend instead probably going with either the light armor set by running Runes of Bastion, or just getting the purple version of this. So again, I would definitely recommend skipping this right now, at least for 250k. For 100k, you can get Bogdan's Night Flame Arm Cops, which is a good healer set, and Narayanus Arm Cops, which summons Lich Crystals. Not in favor. The Lich Crystals don't seem to do as much damage and are kind of flaky a lot of times. In addition to that, they're both shoulders. Shoulders I'd typically recommend skip them, use the keys, gamble to get keys instead, and see if you can get yourself something you want. Again, the traits that you get are typically not good for shoulders. You either get infused. Impenetrable is not bad necessarily, but you either get infused, you never get divines or other or other items that you want. So if you're going to get these and you're going to use these for PvE, you're going to have to transmute them. If you're going to for PvP, well, maybe you like it for that, but I just still would not recommend it. Anyways, folks, that's Hero of None. That is your Mundus Minute. See you on Tamriel.